Okay, so here are some of the things that you're going to need to create your Who Am I weaving. I just collected a bunch of stuff, but basically you're going to need a burlap base. And you can go to your local fabric store and find burlap. This is a natural lighter color. It comes in darker colors too, and it comes in all kinds of prints and everything. But just, it's like so inexpensive and easy. And clients of mine say it actually feels good. It's a little rough, but there's a naturalness to it that's really nice. Okay, like it's grounding. So you'll need the burlap, and then I collected. I have an old paintbrush. There words from magazines is good. There's old yarn and string, various pokers. I don't know. Use your imagination. Tissue paper, pieces of colored paper, cutouts, anything that you can think of that's slightly long in nature and flat and can be woven in could be cool. On mine, I used some sticks and some old ribbon. I used some plastic bags, lots of yarn and words, and even some matchsticks seemed really cool to be put in there. If you hear the roosters in the background, that's because they're wild roosters at my office, and I put one of their feathers in there just to keep that going. So in order to start, you want to take your burlap, and you're going to need to create enough space for you to be able to weave in some of the elements. And the easiest way to do that and the quickest way would be just to start to pull some of the threads out. It's actually fun to do. So if you pull a bunch of threads that are next to each other out, you start to have a space available. Where you can weave in something. And that's if you want it to go all the way across, which in this case I think this paintbrush is almost going to fit. Okay. Like that. Okay. And let's see, let's say that you want to, well, let's make another space for that word. Now, I don't want the word, since I'm going to actually make the word into poet, because that might be one of somebody's parts. And this is not going to go all the way across like the paintbrush did. So I only want to pull out threads that go as far as like here. And here. So I'm kind of measuring, eyeballing it. These scissors would be sharper. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to pull out these ones. Just real quickly. So you can imagine, oops, I got an extra. That's too bad. But you can imagine that if I was to weave in this word to that short part of the burlap. I don't know if it's weft or weave. You might know the technical name, but I don't. Let's see what that word says. There we go. You can see it a bit. Okay. Now here's the only other tricky part. Okay, so if you want to weave in vertical elements to the weaving, what needs to happen is you need to make a vertical placement or a vertical room basically for the piece to fit in. And what you need to do is cut the vertical strands and pull them out so that you're left with just the horizontal strands that you can weave through. And I've started that here, but I'm going to show you more. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room there and cut and pull. There we go. So I can now have a vertical element like this piece of paper that weaves through. Pretty cool. You could put little vials, little plastic vials, and put little notes or flowers in. So all kinds of fun things you could probably find at the dollar store even. Now the other thing is if you are going to put threads or some kind of element that's not stiff enough to feed through just on its own, you're going to need to use some kind of needled element or something. And I just used a paper clip. I put the yarn sort of parallel enough so that I could get that paper clip around it and treated it just like a needle. And then you just weave it in and out, making sure that you don't catch that little part of the paper clip. I got quite a big chunk going. Let's see. Oh. And sometimes you catch one and you're not going to go far with it, so let me back up. Okay, and start again. There we go. So that could work. The other thing you could do is use a wire and just fold it in half and twist it at the bottom. That would work easily in terms of getting it into the little places for a substitute needle. Okay, so it's really fun. You have all in one, all together, this total package, and it's really you can touch it, you can feel it, it's compelling to hold it, and I think that it's actually quite beautiful with all the texture. So have fun. I totally look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thanks.